Okay, the next is how is urine produced? You know that urine is produced within the kidney, but where? Inside the kidney there are functional units. The whole kidney is made up of functional units called as nephron. And what is nephron made up of? Nephron is made up of kidney tubule and capillaries. The kidney tubule is divided into different regions. The first part of the kidney tubule is called Bowman's capsule. The next part of the kidney tubule is called proximal convoluted tubule. And the third part is called as Henle's loop. And the next part is called distal convoluted tubule. And the last part is called collecting duct. So, many collecting ducts will join together to form the ureter, and they will drain the urine into the urinary bladder. So, next we have to draw the capillaries around it, and we have to see how the blood has been filtered off the nitrogenous waste. So, it is a kidney tubule as well as the capillaries surrounding the kidney tubule that will help in removing the nitrogenous waste from the blood that enters the kidney through renal artery. Then the blood which is free of nitrogenous waste will be collected by the renal veins and will be brought outside, which connects with the vena cava, and vena cava will be directed towards the right atrium of the heart. Here you can see a branch of renal artery. So, even though it is an artery, artery has got oxygenated blood, but it is having nitrogenous waste. The blood is having nitrogenous waste. So, a branch of renal artery will come towards the Bowman's capsule and they will branch to form capillaries. This cluster of capillaries is called glomerulus. Here the initial filtration takes place. Whatever useful as well as useless substances are present like water, glucose, amino acid, salt, nitrogenous waste, everything will get filtered in this step, and all will come into the lumen of the Bowman's capsule, that is in this area all the useful and useless substance both will come over here. So, there will be amino acids present here, glucose, excess of water, salt, urea, both waste as well as useful substance will be filtered into the lumen or the space of the Bowman's capsule. So, the initial filtrate will contain salt, urea, glucose, water, amino acids, in which some of these substances are useful. So, this initial filtrate volume will be 180 liters, whereas the final urine volume will be around 1 to 2 liters only. So, what happened to the remaining liquids? The remaining will get reabsorbed as the filtrate passes through the rest of the kidney tubules. Now, we will draw the capillaries. The second branch of renal artery, one branch of renal artery comes outside and they will branch around the kidney tubules, especially around the Henle's loop area, to form capillaries parallel to the tubule. See, the branches of the second branch of renal artery will branch to form fine capillaries that surrounds the kidney tubule. So, it is the blood inside the capillaries will reabsorb whatever useful substances the body require, like glucose, amino acids and water. Depending upon the need of the body, they will reabsorb through these capillaries. So, these are called as capillaries. And after the removal of the nitrogenous waste, the blood will be collected by renal, capillaries will join together to form the renal vein. It will come out as the renal vein. So, it is a branch of the renal vein. So, I will repeat here, the blood is brought towards the kidney by renal artery and one branch of renal artery will enter into each Bowman's capsule, and after entering the Bowman's capsule area of the kidney tubule, the renal arteries branch will divide to form fine capillaries. This cluster of capillary is called as glomerulus. Here the initial filtration takes place. From the glomerulus, the useful as well as useless waste substances will get filtered into the lumen of the Bowman's capsule, and so the volume of initial filtrate will be around 180 liters. The initial filtrate contains salt, urea, glucose, water and amino acids. Later, as a filtrate passes through the kidney tubules, as they pass through proximal convoluted tubule, Henle's loop and distal convoluted tubule, some of the useful substances will be reabsorbed by the capillaries surrounding it. The capillaries have been originated by another branch of renal artery that divide into capillaries and surround the kidney tubules. Finally, only the waste products remain inside the kidney tubule. The waste products will reach the collecting duct. Many collecting ducts will join together to form the ureter that drains the urine containing the urea, salt and excess water. They are regarded to be the waste, which will get collected temporarily in the urinary bladder and released through the urethra. What happens to the blood which is free of nitrogenous waste? The blood which is free of nitrogenous waste will be collected by branches of renal vein, which joins together to form the vena cava that goes towards the right atrium of the heart. So, this is the process how urine is produced within the nephron.